Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. That might be a good morning for you, not as great for me. If you can see, the tent looks a little askew. Last night, one of my tent poles broke. At like 11 o'clock, I managed to jimmy job it to work for tonight, but I'm gonna have to try and figure out a fix this afternoon. And on top of that, my new mattress has a leak in it. It's flat now, so I gotta try and find the hole in that one. At least I still have the old mattress. Anyways, I'm gonna save all that for this afternoon because I'm gonna go hike the second highest peak in Newfoundland. But right now, I'm just gonna shuttle a bunch of stuff over to my new campsite for tonight, and then I'll get myself packed up and get to the start of the trail. "13 kilometers to the start of the trail." It's not only Gros Morne Park, but it's also Gros Morne Mountain. Apparently steep and grueling in some sections. It is just after 7, so a good early start. Word on the street is because it's exposed, it'll get hot, and it looks like it's going to be a nice day. I was pretty lucky last night that I wasn't in one of them damp, windy places that I've camped. Jimmy job tent pole held. I've got some JB weld that I'll try and see if that'll hold the pole together. Not too many days out from St. John's, a big town, so I should be able to get myself squared away there. And also have to now figure out the mattress and find the hole in there. It's a slow leak. I'm thinking the clacking that's coming from the bike may not be the engine, it might be the chain. I was trying to videotape it yesterday. It only happens on acceleration, so I'm wondering if it might be a loose chain. Couldn't tell on the video what was going on or where the sound was coming from. Anyways, if I'm hoping to be back by early afternoon, and that should give me lots of time to try and figure out all my issues. I'm not having any luck with things filled with air. I've had a thermarest, an old thermarest, and I've had that since I was 19, and I've never had a problem with it. Well, we have a beautiful day, so let's go bag a peak. One mountain, two trails. Welcome to Gros Morne Mountain in Gros Morne Park. 17 kilometers return. That's basically what my trek to the end of the continent was, except this one should be on much better marked and more well-worn paths. It's 7:30, so I'm hoping to get this done in 6 to 7 hours. I'm finally starting a hike at a reasonable hour, not all my late afternoon hikes. So Gros Morne Mountain is almost 900 meters tall. Tiny in comparison to our western mountains, but still a formidable challenge when it's a steep hike. It's already really warm, maybe 15 degrees, but with the hike I'm sweating. So once that sun peaks over, ooh, it's gonna get toasty. So there's the tabletop of Gros Morne Peak. Guessing that the trail goes up one of those valleys, or goes up one valley, comes down the other. Scrambling up. Reminds me of Carantoo Hill in Ireland, where you hike up to the base and then you have to go up a steep gully. Even though we're quite far south, the landscape here is akin to an Arctic tundra. Animals, Arctic hares. It's due to the fact that it's so close to the coast and the cool Arctic winds keep it cool. So even though we're quite far south for this sort of terrain, the way it has cool summers and often misty cloud cover, harsh winds, it's able to maintain its Arctic charm. Vancouver has the grouse grind. It's a 1 kilometer straight up grueling grind. I'm assuming this will be like half that, since the whole mountain is 900 meters. Half a grouse grind, I'd say. steep and grueling. I don't think I'm quite recovered from my jaunt through the forest to the end of the land. My legs are still pretty tired. I figure I'm about halfway up this pitch, so that should be the worst part. Well, coming down will probably be worse. At least the Grouse Grind has a gondola, so you only have to do the up. The nice thing being in this gully is I'm not in the sun, so I'll be out of the sun for most of the hard work. There's nothing up here. Some rocks, a few bushes, and a beautiful view. And yet, I'm still being attacked by bugs. One last pitch. Finished the steep and grueling section. And this trail just keeps going up. It's an eastern mountain. How can it be never ending? Just over 2 hours. Still have to make it to that ridge to get to the summit. Here it is, the Gros Morne summit. I've made it to one of my more unassuming summits. Really a plateau, really, rather than a summit. Only 800 meters, not 9. Okay, just gonna have a quick little snack, and then we'll start the descent. Alright, had my little lunchy snack and finished up just in time for the other hikers to arrive, so I will get moseying on down the trail. So the trail loops around and comes down a different gully. Hopefully it's not as steep as the one coming up. That is one spectacular valley ridge. Not the smartest birds. Looks like the down part bypasses the rocky gully, so we get a full selection of stairs instead of scrambling. That is a good looking toilet. Alright, we've made it all the way around from the steep, slidey slopes, and now we're just going to connect with the trail that we came up with. Alright, I came from all the way up there. It was quite an annoying trail. Just twisty, not that steep, but just so rocky that you can't even enjoy the scenery. You're constantly having to watch your footing. And it was just annoyingly long. That's where we started going up. So we've done the full loop and we're officially on the trail back now. Okay, just after 1, so just under 6 hours. Now just change up, run into town, see if I can find a few supplies, and then start on the repairs. And here's the flat mattress, so I'm going to try and weld that first, and then I'll try and figure out where the hole is in the mattress. Good thing I kept the old one. I was thinking of shipping it home. So I think what I'm going to do is try and weld it back together. And then I'm going to take one of the ones that go across the top that hold the fly on top, because that's probably got the least strain on it. And so I'll take one of those as a new one, and I'll replace the busted one
on the top, and so hopefully that works out, because if that top one breaks, that's not as big a deal. I'll still have the shape of the tent and I can figure that one out.
I'm not holding out much hope.
Takes 4 to 6 hours to dry.
Still a bit soft, I tested. But what I've done is I've replaced the crossbar here that holds the tent up like that. And I've just replaced it. It's a bit shorter, so the tent looks a little askew. It's hard to tell really. But it's only like an inch shorter, so I don't think it'll make that much of a difference, but at least I know it will hold securely. And when I replace the fixed one on the top bar, well, that top bar doesn't hold a lot of tension, so it should be good.